Hey, what's up guys? It is SMG for Life 01 just coming in with this video, and as you guys can tell from the intro, it looks like some crazy fucked up shit, but actually my intro is Fullscreen's intro, but I'm talking about the game. We're playing Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and I have to admit this game looks freaking awesome. I'm not from the 80s, I wasn't born in that year, but I was born in the 90s, but I related to a lot of the 80s because of my brother who was my brother and sister who was born in the 80s, and obviously they grew up watching like Transformers, G.I. Joe, and blah blah blah, whatever, like Back to the Future and stuff like that. So if you saw there by the little opening screen that they had for Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, I keep saying Blood Vengeance or something else, but if you saw before, you had like a Transformer color kind of text, and it was like a jungle G.I. Joe kind of cut up font, and yeah, it looked pretty good. I don't know what the Blood Dragon bit would be, but it kind of had like another Back to the Future kind of feel to it. And I can talk through this story. I'm not going to do a full commentary. It's just going to be my first look on this game. I have to admit the game looks pretty good. I've played Far Cry 3, the normal one, but one thing I could say I was disappointed about in this game is that there isn't an online feature, which I kind of missed. If they made this online, it would be so awesome. Oh my god, you're running around with like you're not running around with laser weapons or anything like that. You have guns, they have bullets, and you're shooting them. Pretty much what the hell is going on right now is that they're turning like maybe dead humans, I'm guessing, into soldiers, and like uploading loads of data to their brain to configure them to be like soldiers, like really strong, powerful soldiers. So one thing is, I have to admit, the guy looks like Cable from X-Men. So X-Men is another thing. I think it was from the early 90s is when the actual like cartoon, the best cartoon of X-Men actually came out. I have the whole series on my computer. So they made this like their like character, this character you play as, look a bit like Cable from X-Men. So it's pretty weird. And kind of the look into the future pretty much looks like what it looked like in X-Men, if I can remember correctly. It was pretty much like this. And I'm sorry there's no subtitles. I don't even know if they have any. I don't even know if you can put it on or not. But yeah, the game looks pretty awesome. The thing is, what I would have liked is, instead of having this kind of look to it, I wish it had like the actual graphical look to the game, as in like the cutscene would have the graphical look, because right now it does not have a graphical look. It has more of a kind of that retro-y game style to it. So when I first heard about this game, I kind of was unsure what it was. I knew that it was kind of linked to Far Cry 3, and I actually got this game for free from AMD, and obviously thank you AMD, but you still have been messing me about with the Bioshock Infinite keys. They've sent me loads of keys and they just don't work. Keep saying that they duplicate. If any of you guys actually have come across that in your experience of with your AMD Never Settle, Reloaded, or whatever, the thing that you're on, the whatever it's called, Never Settle package you're on, let me know, because I've got like so many copies of Bioshock 3 and half of them didn't work. Well, let me just put it this way: none of them worked, and I have keys for Crisis 3, which obviously I haven't used yet because I already got Crisis 3. And as you guys can see here, I'm in a missile, well, not a missile turret, a Gatling gun on a helicopter, and pretty much I was wondering. I was watching Sons of Guns earlier on today, and they were building a 12 gauge Gatling gun with obviously shotgun 12 gauge. That was freaking awesome. And obviously how they built it was just like the engineering that went into it was bloody amazing. I think that my old high school that I used to go to probably could build stuff like that, because they have the machinery, obviously not the high-end machinery, but they have the machinery in order to do that, like CNC and all that stuff. Even though when I was at school and high school, I didn't get to use a CNC machine. I did get to use it. Well, I didn't get to use it. We made something from it back in like primary school, and then we never used it in high school, even though the high school that's like their main feature was the CNC machine. So as you guys can see, I'm taking out the helicopters as well, and obviously go to the cutscene. You have this guy, something Brown, I cannot remember his name, but they kind of got his look from Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, even though he's not like futuristic at all. That's kind of the look that they gave him. I have to admit, the story is pretty weird. I did die a couple of times, so when it cuts, that will indicate that I died, and I just got rid of the old crappy video that I died in. So as you guys can see here, the cutscenes look awesome. It shows him loading his weapon and pulling his crutch up. So as you guys can see here, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, and you see them colors, and then you see the text, and you see the background. And yeah, I can say it's kind of got the mix between Back to the Future, Star Wars, maybe Star Trek. I don't think Star Trek. X-Men. What other games are? What other Transformers, G.I. Joe. I don't know. I think I used to watch G.I. Joe. Right now, like the game is really funny in ways. Like if you read what goes on, well, you won't get to see any of the actual what the person's saying, because I'm like talking over, and I wish I wasn't, so you guys could hear all this. But I have to do my like review on this game. I have to admit, it's just like the tutorial manager is just trying to take the piss and be like, oh, you have to do this, that, and the other in order to like start playing. So they try and take the piss and be like, oh, you can't do anything. And actually, the modes, I haven't played Far Cry 3 like the story mode yet. I haven't got around to it. I only played mainly online, and that's kind of where I've gone with it, with like gaming in general now, is like I've pushed it to the online look. So pretty much what I can say about this game, it has a good story. Cutscenes I think could be a bit better. Actual like proper cutscenes they could have added to the game. And as you guys can see here, I'm trying to jump across, but because I have shift as the sprint button, and I didn't change the keys or anything, I end up pressing A at the same time, so I end up moving like strafing left and then falling off. So that's kind of gay. I usually have E as my key to run, but in this case I wasn't bothered to change the keys or anything like that, and I was just like, okay, let me just get this game started. I wanted to record some gameplay, and as you guys can see, the tutorials keep popping up, and now I'm just gonna go and stab that bitch in the heart, I think. So like the game, like the intentions of the game is pretty good. Like you're going through the mission, and you have this thing called Cyber Eye, which allows you to see what your opponent is. Are they close range attackers? Are they snipers, heavy like light machine guns, and or passive, just like they have like weapons and stuff. Also, another game I've been playing, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing a video on it, because it's going to be pretty hard to do a video because of the graphics and the intensity that it will put on my Ava Media Live Gamer HD. Is Bioshock Infinite. That game looks amazing. It plays freaking amazingly, and I just enjoy the game. The game in general just looks awesome, and I find that I think I could probably pull off doing 1 or 2 videos, but it will be a hard thing to do. Actually, this video wasn't that hard to do. I did film it and I got it done. And so as you guys can see here, I'm just trying to distract the enemy so they move away from the position that I'm moving to. So as you can do these takedowns, which are like freaking awesome. You can just run in, knife them in the chest, and then move to your next enemy, knife them, move to your next enemy, and then knife them. There is a bit where you can throw a shuriken, which I didn't actually do because I like totally forgot about it. And so as you guys can see here again, I went like too far. I got all 3 of these guys without like setting off any alarms. Now I have my gun. This is a 3-burst machine pistol, and you can also pick up people's hearts, which is pretty weird. I don't know what you use that for yet. Obviously I need to play the game a bit more to understand the story a bit more. And as you guys can see here, it's pointing in the direction that I need to go. Towards the end of the game, I didn't know what I was doing. I was pretty much like, so right now at this point the tutorial comes up, and then trying to piss him off, and that's pretty much what it says. It says, are these tutorials annoying you or pissing you off or whatever, something like that, because there's so many like once and you can't really do anything, so it's annoying, as you guys can see from there. So as you guys can tell, the game looks pretty awesome, graphics look pretty dope. I don't know how it would look on Xbox and PS3 because I haven't exactly played like games like this on PS3 or Xbox. So as you guys can see there, one shot of that gun is taking out that bitch. So right now I'm trying to learn the shuriken thing, and I never use it because I killed both guys who I was meant to use it. And as you can see, you can still melee, you don't have to always use that takedown attack that you have, but it's good to have. And as you guys, right now I'm just like killing everyone around the area, and I do go up top to try and like get away from them and then try and come back and to attack them. So I shot the guy's head, his head exploded, which is pretty weird, I haven't seen that before, but it didn't explode like with blood, it exploded with some blue stuff. So that probably is the future blood. And pretty much this game is indicating the future of 2000, well, from the 80s, like what they thought the future was in the 80s. And if you actually do follow back in time and watch like old films like Back to the Future, which I think is the second one where they go into the future, Steven Spielberg, the director of the film, was like, okay, we're gonna put this in the film. So pretty much what he had in mind, that in 2005 or 2013 or whenever that year was, we would have flying cars and flying stuff, which would be pretty awesome. Obviously we don't have that now. And also if you push back even further in the 80s, 86 I think, 86 or 84, Transformers the movie was hosted in 2005. And I always remembered when I watched it, and I was like, oh, 2005, we have passed that, and we don't have Transformers. And as you can see there, by pressing F to the guy's dead body, you can pretty much swear at him, which is pretty awesome. So the one bad, like maybe complaint, I wouldn't even call it a complaint, would be that I would prefer to have a multiplayer part of this game. It would be so much more better, and it would make pretty much the fans like love the game even more. But obviously, yeah, we have to live with what we have. So yeah, that's just one downfall I feel that they need to put into this game, because it looks like a fun enough game. You have epic weapons, you have okay, they are shooting lasers, but they look like bullets, and as you guys can see, you stab yourself and heal. I can't remember what game that was in, but that is in another game, and you can actually pull off doing that. I can't remember which one it was. It's not Max Payne. Max Payne, the guy uses tablets to bring his health up. But yeah, that's the main thing about this game that I disliked, was there was no multiplayer. Otherwise, everything is, I find the game pretty good. If any of you guys actually want to pick it up, you can pick it up on PC, and I don't think you need to have Far Cry 3 to be able to play this game. You can download the game. It's like £10 on Ubisoft. I think it's $11.99 on Ubisoft. You could probably find it cheaper somewhere else, but I would recommend just getting it from Ubisoft, because it's like straight up download. You get your serial key and all that, and you can just download it. I actually, because I got this free, so I ordered it today using the code that I had, which was some code that AMD obviously sent me. And I have to admit, the freaking game is awesome, and I can't wait to see if they're going to put multiplayer, which highly unlikely. But if they do, that will be freaking awesome, and I can't wait to see you guys post about this game, see what you guys think. And I don't want to talk too much, because obviously 13 minutes talking is really hard, especially on a day like this where it's like hot outside and stuff like that. As you guys can tell here, I'm going to be like zip lining down, so I need to get away from the enemy and like shoot my pistol, you get me? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys later, and hope you guys enjoy the rest, well, 15 minutes more of this video, I guess. I'll see you guys later. Peace out, peeps!
On the ground.
Objective complete.
Briar Patch, why didn't you tell us this was a Megaforce?
They were a Megaforce. Now Sloan's gone rogue, and we need to know why. Penetrate the bunker and download the data from the mainframe.
Rex, this is Sloan. Colonel Ike Sloan.
I served under him too, Spider. No way he went rogue. Not him.
Ready to put a bullet in the big man?
Let's just get to the mainframe and figure out what the hell is going on.
Who's the shit? Rex, this is Sloan. Colonel Ike Sloan.
I served under him too, Spider. No way he went rogue. Not him.
Ready to put a bullet in the big man?
Let's just get to the mainframe and figure out what the hell is going on.
Eliminate all Omega Force soldiers while protecting Spider.
It's a Megaforce, all right.
Reminder, after a blade takedown, you can chain kill nearby enemies. Protecting heavily armored cyber soldiers. Use heavy ordnance.
High-speed heterodyne 8000 assembly. Those things killed all the goddamn factory jobs in Detroit. You get to that catwalk. We've been clear all those motherfuckers.
Use the catwalk to quietly position yourself above the enemy before dropping down on them. Detecting Molotov units. Keep your distance and target their expensive taste in accelerants. Detecting heavily armored cyber soldiers. Use heavy ordnance. Alert. Enemies are targeting Lieutenant Brown.
You're about to get a fresh flip up there.
you out. Holy crap. I think it out. Drop it out of that. Myself so you won't feel so bad. Two people there. Playing.
Let's find that mainframe.
Oh, yeah. That's a high-orbit red spear. Thought all those motherfuckers were decommissioned.
Last I heard, we were still using them. Testing payload dispersal up in the Canadian wastelands.
What kind of payloads?
I don't think I want to know.
Objective complete. Mainframe located.
There it is.
We found the mainframe.
Secure that intel.
Work your black magic, Lieutenant.
Hey, don't be hating the brother for his skills now.
Alert. Unauthorized access detected. Kimball bunker. Enter passcode.
You have 20 seconds to comply.
Spider.
I know.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Failsafe countermeasures active. Beginning pre-launch diagnostics. Initiating decapitation strike protocols.
The helo's picking up multiple heat signatures converging on you.
It's moving into position, Lieutenant. I'll cover you.
You better.
Objective. Protect Lieutenant Brown while he hacks the mainframe.
Might have to hijack the system. This could burn out my main Cortex CPU.
Just come back in one piece. You got a wife and kid waiting for you.
Hey, Rex, if this don't work, you tell them. You tell them I died for my country.
You tell her that yourself. You hear me?
Right. There goes the misjam. There it is. Penetrated the first layer of microchip bots.
Just do it.
Back to the ROM drive. Another page.
Work faster.
I'm through the rampart. Need more time.
Everything you have done.
Reversing the code polarity. Almost there. Recoded the CPU sockets.
Hurry.
Airbrush perfection, baby. Recompile the motherboard! Just a few more seconds!
Objective complete.
I did it! Yeah!
Objective failed.
What?
Pre-launch checklist complete. Coordinates uploaded.
Spider, focus, Lieutenant. What am I supposed to do? Shit, Hilo 7-3, requesting immediate evac. Lieutenant Brown is down.
Kilo 7-3, inbound.
Rex! Too much information! AI corrupted! Blood!
Decapitation strike countdown has begun.
Tell me what to do.
Missile launch autonomous! Get to the control plate!
What?
Rip out the ignition controls! On the control box! Shoot the brain cage! Rex, shoot the...
Shit. HUD, locate the missile control panel for me.
5x5. Highlighting objective. Objective. Disable secondary ignition controls.
Missile in position. Decapitation strike countdown continuing. Memory corruption in sector Alpha Alpha Zulu.
T-minus 120 seconds to launch.
Memory corruption in sector Gamma Delta Delta. Countdown revised.
T-minus 30 seconds to launch.
Memory corruption in sector Omega Charlie Zebra. Countdown revised.
T-minus 90 seconds to launch.
Memory corruption in sector Tango Kilo Oscar. Countdown revised.
T-minus 15 seconds to launch.
Memory corruption in sector Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Countdown revised.
T-minus 40 seconds to launch.
Ignition controls offline. Countdown aborted. Countdown aborted. Countdown aborted.
Kilo 7-3, on approach.
HUD rebooting. Stand by.
They're back online, Colonel.
Thank you, darling.
That's Dr. Darling. Dr. Elizabeth Veronica Darling.
Colonel Sloan, it's us. Sergeant Rex Power Colt. Lieutenant T.T. Brown.
Of course. They sent you boys after me? Now that right there is a definition of insanity. Darling, you are looking at two genuine Mark IVs. Top of the line in their day.
I know what happened to your face.
Price of power, boys. She's a mean, demanding bitch. She's a wildcat in the sack.
Sir, what happened? They said you went off the reservation. It's gotta be a mistake.
Ever since the nuking of Canada and the invasion of Australia, the world's been floundering something fierce. We've lost our way, gentlemen. And now the government, our government, talks reconciliation with the Red Menace. But I have a means to redress the balance.
Rex, he's lost it, man.
What are your orders regarding me and Omega Force, huh? How much does Washington know?
I'm sorry, sir. I respect you, but I can't.
Then you've bought into their goddamn lies. What a pity. Did you download my mainframe into your cortex?
Fuck you. I know what you're planning.
Your Mark IVs were smart. but way too independent-like. What the fuck? Ooh, yeah. Anyone can cross the line. Will be taken offline. No! You are dead. I imprinted you Mark IVs with all my combat savvy, right? Tell you what, I'm giving you a shot at the brass ring, boy.